Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage. What?
Jimmy, I love this girl.
But
She doesn't like white people.
do you know what that means? Cool.
What a cool day sunlight, what a cool day moonlight. Undraga ser det, color than igen white.
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister.
We have reviewed almost 500 indie movies on the channel, and once a month we watch and review a movie that our supporters can choose. Because once a month there is a movie poll, and the latest one was all about superstar Rajinikanth. The newest poll is already up as well, and this time it's all about Rishikesh Mukherjee. Because we have this tradition that each year around Christmas time we watch a Rishikesh Mukherjee movie. I think we have done this for like 4 years, not so sure. So our supporters can decide which one it will be this year. The options are Abhiman, Alap, and Mili.
Okay.
Yeah. But today we are talking about Sivaji the Boss, a 2007 Tamil language action drama written or co-written and directed by Shankar, someone we are fairly familiar with by now. I've watched Gentleman, and then together we have watched Indian, Aniyan, Entiran, 2.0, and now of course Sivaji. Yeah, interestingly,
Yeah.
it was already back in 1996, so right after Indian, when Shankar pitched 3 storylines to Rajinikanth for his next film, and apparently those 3 stories later became this movie, Entiran and I. So I found that interesting that so many years ago he already had these ideas about movies, and it took some time, but all 3 movies were of course realized later. Back then, Rajinikanth refused all 3 scripts, but later, obviously, as we can see, Rajinikanth agreed to do both Sivaji and Entiran, and the lead in I went to Vikram in 2015, a Shankar movie we haven't seen yet. Which I'm also a little bit afraid, because I think it's super crazy.
Okay, yeah, but you love Shankar.
I appreciate Shankar. I have a lot of fun with Shankar. Laugh? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Sivaji was a giant success when it came out. It became the highest grossing Tamil film at the time, and it also did pretty good internationally. In 2012, they also re-released the movie in a 3D version, and that, I hope that's not your trivia, but
No, that's easy trivia. Yeah, I don't know. No.
But that version was like half an hour shorter.
Yeah.
Which I think might be for the better. But
yeah,
we will talk about
maybe.
that. Maybe. Yeah, but now, buddy, your turn. Story cast.
Yeah. So Sivaji the Boss is starring Rajinikanth, of course, but it's also starring Shreya Saran, which we know from Chhatrapati, and RRR.
Yes, she's the.
She plays Sarojini. Now I don't exactly know who Sarojini is, but she plays her.
The name rings familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also in the movie are Vivek and Suman.
Yes.
The music was composed by A.R. Rahman. The cinematography was done by K.V. Anand. And a special mention, because we are going to talk about him, is the art direction. It was done by Tota Tarani, because it's beautiful, the art direction. So we're going to talk about that later.
Oh, okay, nice.
The synopsis of this movie. After working in the USA, the software engineer Sivaji comes back to India in order to serve the nation and in the West in its welfare.
Yeah.
But corrupt officials and politicians try to stop him while he tries to do that.
Yeah. A pretty common story.
Yeah.
I have the feeling when you have seen one Shankar movie, you know the man.
Yeah,
the story is oftentimes very similar, or the big themes. Shankar most of the time has a social message, and this once again, corruption.
once again, corruption, but this story is like something we have also seen from other directors.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Like Leader comes to mind, like just watched a few months ago, where people like study abroad, come back and wanted to do something for their own country. And
I think most of these mass movies.
it's like a classic tale of the hero coming back and trying to solve some problems.
Yeah, so, buddy, did you enjoy?
You know me and Shankar. I mean, Anyan was okay.
Anyan was great.
I think Anyan. So Entiran and 2.0 are meh.
Yeah, they're okay.
Indian was quite disappointing.
I think Entiran, we've watched it very early on in our exploration of Indian cinema. Maybe if I watch it now, because I think we watched Entiran, maybe it was our first Rajinikanth movie, and he was already in his 60s
that's
or
pretty,
so.
that's
and when we watched it was like, who is this guy? And it was all so awkward. So maybe,
but Indian wasn't our first Kamal Hassan movie.
That's right. Indian, we were kind of disappointed with Indian.
Indian was kind of disappointed because we were pumped so much for this movie. Anyan was a crazy ride with Vikram. So you know what? I think this is my favorite Shankar movie so far.
Nice. I'm happy to hear that.
I didn't love it. But I had a pretty good time with it.
Okay.
The stuff that like normally annoys me when it comes to Shankar, it still kind of bugs me sometimes in this movie, but way less.
Okay, nice.
So I think in this case it works better, probably because of Rajinikanth. Rajinikanth is a big reason for that.
The biggest reason. So I also enjoyed the movie quite a bit, or I enjoyed myself with the movie. I had a good time with it. For me, I definitely like Anyan way more, to be honest. But I had a good time with this. This is, of course, the big Rajinikanth show. And I think we will jump around with this review.
We have to. We do it like a Shankar movie.
We do it like a Shankar movie, First thing that I find I'm not sure if the word baffling is right here, but it's pretty common that when you cast actors for the parents of a protagonist, we've seen it in many Hollywood movies, we've seen it in Indian movies, it's totally normal that the actors... in real life, it wouldn't quite work out because the age gap isn't big enough. For example, Sean Connery played the father of Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, and I think Sean Connery was only like 12 years older than Harrison Ford. So that's pretty... That's way too close. But I think only in Indian mass movies it is possible that you cast actors for the parents that are actually younger than the son. I think that's crazy. Rajinikanth was already in his mid-50s at this point, and both Manivannan, who plays the father, and Vadi Vukarasi, they were both younger than their movie son. And then we have Vivek. Vivek plays the uncle, and he's also like more than 10 years younger. So why not make him maybe the little brother?
I don't know. It's I don't know.
I think
it's crazy. And it's also kind of nice that he like how they try to make him younger, like on the outside. Like it just I don't know, when Rajinikanth arrives at the airport, it's just so much fun, and you think, oh, man, he's looking for a girl, and he's looking for a woman.
It's so wild.
And
it's not really a full criticism. It's just a reminder that you know that these movies just work differently. They play in their own little world with their own rules.
I think we don't hold it against this movie.
No.
It's just something
but
that
was
like
just
it's
it
something
begins
that pops in your eyes just like that. But that doesn't take away any of the fun. It even like adds to it.
Absolutely not. I just imagine what it would be like if I have never seen an Indian movie before and I watch this one, and then that's our protagonist. These are the parents. What's going on? How old should he be? And so the first half of the movie, it's basically like two storylines.
Jumping back and forth all the time. One scene is like the love stories. The love story between Sivaji and Tamil Selby. He's looking for a traditional Tamil girl
who also just has the name Tamil.
Yes. And the other story is like how Sivaji tries to do something for his country. Tries to build a university and tries to build a hospital.
Yeah, we have it.
And these two are like
Just
back and
happens
forth.
right at the beginning. He comes back from the airport. They are in a car, taxi, I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a poor man, a beggar at the window of
I think it's a woman, but
a woman.
Yeah.
And he's immediately like, I'm coming back from America. Nothing has changed in India.
Yeah, because they talk about how much progress there was in Chennai when he was gone.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we've got all these new buildings and lots of modern and progression has taken place. But then there's like the total juxtaposition. This poor woman comes and he says, okay, progress and modern Chennai, but still the poverty is here. Yeah.
And again, like it's almost always the case with these mass movies, the story is super simple, super direct. It's like a fairy tale you would tell a child at bedtime.
Yeah.
Maybe. This is the story of Sivaji. He comes back from the United States. He's super rich, but he sees how poor everyone is in India.
Yeah.
So it's these easy fairy tale kind of stories. And of course, the movie is completely over the top with the comedy, with the action, with the silliness. And I have learned by now, or I know by now, that's the stuff I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So sometimes people on the channel are wondering, how can you like these movies? Because they are so, it's different than a Hollywood movie, but I like it for the craziness and hopefully also for the creativeness.
Yeah.
So if they are doing something different, there's, for example, an action scene in the movie that's pretty cool at the music store.
Yeah.
Where Rajinikanth just throws guitars and then the whole, I don't know, is it the cellar? It looks like a cathedral.
Yeah.
Where
we have all these big drums and all this stuff. Yeah.
The floor is completely made up with drums, and
Yeah.
that's a cool and creative action scene.
And the wonderful setting. One of those settings that I wanted to mention because it's just awesome. This music store looks great. I want to go there and buy everything. And like you said, these like the back room with all the drums and all this stuff. It's awesome. It's creative and it makes it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so colorful and so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what are you looking forward to in a movie like this? Larger than life stuff. You're also looking forward to like meta elements, like scenes of elevation where it's Rajinikanth. It's not so much the character, but it's the actor, it's the star that you want to celebrate. And also other meta elements like references to older movies. Cool song and dance sequences hopefully are in the movie. In this one, I think overall I enjoyed the music.
Yeah.
Maybe not my favorite A.R. Rahman songs, but there are a few special ones in there, especially one towards the end that combines all the elements I just mentioned. There's this element, and not this element, there's this sequence where Rajinikanth impersonates
that's
other
in the wedding
famous
night.
people,
Yeah.
the wedding night. I think that scene is pretty awesome. First, I think it's Sivaji Ganesan, superstar of Tamil and also Telugu cinema.
We've seen in Parashakti.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was his first movie.
that was him.
Yeah.
Nice. I trust you. Hopefully
Yeah,
you're
maybe
right.
you can look it up, but I think I've looked him up and
Okay.
it's like Parashakti 1952 or something.
Yeah, okay.
would be so.
Okay. Then we get a song where he plays MGR. I don't think we're familiar with him yet. And then also Kamal Hassan in this little raunchy number. And I like not only does he do impressions of these people, but also the songs, I guess, are actual songs, or maybe
I think
they
so
are
too. Yeah.
homages, I'm not sure, but also how the song sequence plays out, and it's really cool. And then finally, the totally bonkers Rajinikanth song, which is the number Adarani, that somehow, for some reason, incorporates like Spanish or Mexican iconography.
With these almost like these
Desperado,
terrorists, shooting everybody. It's such a weird, brutal, violent.
It's crazy.
Wedding night song.
Yeah,
because he's like singing it to her.
I'm not sure what's going on in that scene, but it's a lot of fun. And there's also another totally bonkers song and dance sequence that comes earlier, which is of course Style, the where Sivaji is has like a fairer skin. He's white. He's white, and that's the. There are so many parallels between this movie and Aniyan, especially this song. It's like this song is like the Nokia
Cappuccino Nokia song
Sophia.
and that's what made me think that really the situation that you yourself are in when you watch a movie like this. Because this one I liked, I was entertained, and when I watched Anya, I was thinking, oh God, when is this over? But
I thought
this can totally change, of course, just like how you feel in that moment. Because I was just in the right mood to watch this movie.
Yeah,
and this song, I didn't mind the song. The Nokia song, whoa.
I like just for the song, I like the Nokia song a lot more.
Yeah, the Nokia song is better, but the
Nokia song
it didn't annoy me.
Okay, I get it. But style, this is such a weird song.
Yeah.
Like you said, he has a fair look with this one because Tamil Selvi told him he's too dark for her. And
is she racist?
She racist, yeah. And they achieved this effect with a lot of CGI. I've read.
It looks pretty nice.
It looks pretty nice. They also won the National Film Award for special effects, I think. And the whole sequence must be seen to be believed. I think it's so bonkers. And at first, when she tells him like he's too dark, and then he tries to lighten up his skin, I thought, oh man, this might be.
Where does this lead to?
Yeah, where does this lead to? But then I was surprised because they make fun of it, and there's a lot of irony here. So they make actually fun about this obsession with fair skin, I think. So it was fine for me. Yeah. I think the movie's on the right side.
Yeah.
And also when it comes to the horoscope stuff, because she is afraid that when they marry, the astrologer told her he will die, stuff like that, and he's like, nah,
they don't match.
Worry. Yeah, and I like that.
I like that the Sivaji like immediately says, but the other astrologer will tell you something else. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
And
so again, right side for me. And I
think these like more. It's not subtle because they like the main theme of this movie is like corruption and laundering money and black money and tax evasion. But I think these subtle criticism, let's call it subtle, about like racism or about astrology. I think they work better for me because it's not that out there. It's just like this side comment that's enough to like enough to work for me, and that's But talking about how over the top also the comedy is. The comedy is. You won't believe it, but it's exactly my cup of tea in this case because it's so ridiculous at times.
Yeah, just the dynamic between the two families.
Yeah. This whole thing, I really laughed out loud, and that doesn't happen often if I watch a movie alone. But I was like, this is so fun how they like try to socialize with the new family, and Tamil Selvi is like. Saying, oh no, they're here again, and she turns around, and then they're already sitting in the living room.
I laughed out loud at that same moment.
Hey, and they always do like this totally over the top.
They are so obnoxious.
Yeah, and how they are partying with the neighbors.
Celebrating
just in
front
Diwali.
of the windows. It's really fun.
And how he's eating the chili and all this stuff. It's like it's really fun.
So over the top,
it's really fun.
And innocent. And I think it works, yeah.
Just inviting themselves to being so just doing it. So until they really like them.
I mean, you have, of course, turn a blind eye to this whole idea because this is actually something that didn't really work for me. It was okay, but for me there was just really no chemistry between Rajinikanth and
Shreya Saran.
Yeah, for me the age gap, it's just too big. He's like more than 30 years older than her.
Maybe he's supposed to be 20 in the movie.
I think he's supposed to be maybe in his 30s, maybe. But you watch these movies differently. But I just have to point out, for me, there was no chemistry between the two of them. And I knew, of course, that she will fall in love with him for no real reason, and it will be fine. But because the movie was so fun, this whole sequence where he shows her all the stuff he has prepared like a total madman. Like, these are your saris. This is for when the child is born.
All your jewelry already there. So she doesn't really need anything. I think that's the point where a woman needs to say, okay.
So it was so wrong that it was okay for me to work as a stupid comedy.
Absolutely. And the thing that I also liked, I mean, Rajinikanth obviously is the hero in this movie and he's almost invincible, but I kind of like that he's like still doing some dumb stuff, like getting his foot stuck in the train tracks, and he's also beaten up a few times. So it's not like he doesn't get a scratch or something. He's still somebody who can fail.
And he can be goofy, and he's not super cool
he's not the super cool guy. Of course, he is when he's supposed to be, but it's kind of nice that he's also like the goofball who what to do, and then that makes it fun
for sure. So overall, the film has a lot of fun elements, a lot of fun scenes. The comedy is pretty cool, but honestly, I hoped or I expected this movie to be even crazier, because this movie,
maybe that's why I liked it more than Aniyan.
Because this movie follows Aniyan. Aniyan was released 1 or 2 years earlier, and I think Aniyan is definitely more out there.
And I think Aniyan is even more like also more crazy the way it's executed and shot and edited, because like this movie Sivaji also has like crazy parts in it, but especially the first half is like pretty normal, like not conservative, but just a normally shot movie with a normal told story. It's not that much out there as Aniyan.
But unfortunately, I also have to say the first half, the story is pretty, maybe not lame, but it's not tense, it's not exciting.
The story is not like the anchor of this movie.
The whole thing about building these hospitals, universities, it's not exciting or anything. And I also think the main villain isn't really good.
I think he's all right, but he's still bland, because I think it's kind of nice that he's like this smiling in the front and being a cruel guy in the back thing, and like greeting Sivaji and like, so you should have heard, should have listened to me and all this stuff. But he's kind of he should have been like more fierce, more villainy, more because you know that this guy's just no chance.
And I think here lies the difference for me. In a Shankar and in a Rajamouli movie, they both make these crazy over-the-top mass movies. But in Rajamouli's movies, the villain is so evil and so, I don't know, over the top. And Rajamouli's movies get me more emotionally. I'm really involved towards the end, and I'm rooting for the hero, and I'm against the villain. I kind of hate him, and I'm also more into the romance. And with this, it's fun to see Rajinikanth, but I'm not there emotionally or anything, and I don't feel that much except for, hey, that was crazy, that was fun.
Absolutely.
And that's with a movie that's more than 3 hours long. This is 3 hours and 8 minutes.
It's pretty long,
that does become kind of a problem.
It's also like the way it's constructed, because the narrative is like pretty exhaustive. We have this back and forth between love story and the building stuff story. And then we get an action sequence in between, but it's not like there is like an overarching progress to everything. I mean, there is of course like the cut between the first and the second half of the movie, when Sivaji like turns wild and the Rajinikanth shakes his hair and has like the hair from the 90s movies, and not like the nice hair as a businessman. And there is a change, but overall, like, you know where this is going from the get-go, and there's not like that much tension in it. And of course, what's also in this movie, but it also works because of the fun and that it doesn't take itself too seriously, is again the hero type who does like, and we're coming to, I think we
can spoil the movie. Like, I think everyone has seen it.
This movie doesn't give you any solution to the problem. It talks about the problem of corruption and black money, and but the thing is, this system is also what makes it possible for Sivaji to be the way he is. He, in the first half, he tries to like also bribe people and do it the way that everybody does it, and he knows but that does have to stop with all this bribery and all this stuff. But what he does then is like beat everybody up who doesn't listen to him. He stabs the minister.
He
stabs the minister to it's a fun scene. It's a fun scene, and it works because of the fun. But he stabs him to get his signature, and like, if you really want a serious movie that talks about these issues,
Yeah, sure.
it's not. It's probably not supposed to be, but it's also not. He's a vigilante. He uses the system.
It's the usual fantasy.
He's only able to be like that because of this broken system. So it of course works, but it's still like, what is this movie trying to tell me in the end?
Yeah,
it's just to have fun. Okay,
it just shows you how corrupt everything is, and that people have to be better. And then there's of course the fantasy of that one guy who, stands tall and won't take it any longer and does his own thing. And
that's what I'm honest. That's nothing that like kept me from having fun and liking this movie. It's just something that I realized, but it doesn't. Yeah, I didn't really care.
Yeah, but like you said, it's the fun when he turns wild.
Yeah,
the movie also kicks into the next gear, I think, and then we get some really cool stuff or some fun stuff with the goons at the factory where he beats up everyone. And then I really like this kind of montage where he goes to that village, and with
the office room.
There are all the people who are in charge, all these corrupt people, and they all have to go to the office room. And then everyone gets beaten up.
Maybe we'll get our bribe there.
And that was so, I don't know, that was fresh and fun.
Yeah, because it's like one of the. It's like a planted repeat, something that repeats throughout the movie. Or now we know that. Now we know that joke, and that's nice. Yeah.
But unfortunately, towards the end, the movie then gets a lot messier again. How he went from, he's this badass, not bad guy, but badass, and he's in control, to the bad guy has some plan again, and now everyone is after Sivaji again. And I was wondering, who are all these people at the drive-in cinema? I thought all the goons are on his side. It was kind of messy, and the whole climax, the action climax, is
the fight on the rooftop is fine. Nice with all the money flying around.
Nice element with all the money flying around. Also a little bit too much, a little bit too shaky, a little bit too long. It was like, whoa, I feel a little bit dizzy right now. But overall, it was a good finale, I think.
Yeah. I think my favorite action scene is that in the music store.
Yeah, mine too.
And the thing that I will remember most when I think about this movie is, of course, Rajinikanth and all this goofy stuff and all the fun, but also not the when I talk about the songs, not the lyrics or the melodies. Although I liked Sahana, the love song.
Yeah,
but and I wanted to mention it one more time. The set design is so awesome in all these songs. Sahana with these like
3 buildings,
with these glass buildings, and of course the music store. But also in, I think Vaji is the second song. It's like this pure sex song where she's like, where the other woman is dancing for him, and he's like this, like a king or like a Raja of some kind, is like dressed, and this is just an awesome setting. It's just so nice.
And the romantic song also, I recognized it, sung by
Udit Narayan, yeah.
But now we get his voice, because you watch this movie and like every song Rajinikanth has a different voice, according to what fits the song. I think one time it's S.P. Balasubramaniam, then it's Udit Narayan, and really, really nice song and great production design, art design. And we haven't even mentioned the little Rajinikanth eccentricities maybe, but the stuff with the bubble gum, the sunglasses, the coin flip all of the time. It's it's just, I can only imagine people watching it in the cinema. They must have lost their mind. It's a lot of fun.
It's full of that.
And another nice touch, I thought, the end credits, again, really innocent and really charming. Like Shankar is kind of looking into the future. There's this like the movie is from 2007, and then it's like in the end credits 2010 or something like that, and India is now thriving and stuff like that because corruption is gone. And I thought
2030 black money is erased or something like that.
That was such a Frank Capra fairy tale.
He mixes reality with his movie story. It's
and
nice.
I like that he goes out with this optimistic, or maybe tell people that's the way how a country can thrive.
Yeah.
I just liked it. It
does
was
what he does.
simple and innocent, but yeah, it's totally Shankar, and I liked it. Yeah, anything else?
No. I can tell you what I would say in German.
Yeah, please do that.
Glaubt es oder nicht? Sivaji ist mein liebster Shankar-Film.
Glaube ich dir nicht.
Es funktioniert für mich beileibe nicht alles. Aber die Action ist ganz gut. Die Gags ebenso. Die Songs sind mehr als gut. Das Set-Design ist fantastisch. Und Rajinikanth macht das alles noch besser.
Nice.
Sounds like a 10.
Really sounds like a 10. Sivaji ist wie erwartet die große, durchgeknallte Rajinikanth Show und als solche macht sie auch echt Spaß. Leider dümpelt die Geschichte an sich aber nur so vor sich hin und emotional reißt der Film selten mit. Sounds like a 1. Yeah, I have to be honest, 3 hours and 8 minutes, the movie lost me several times. I'm all there for the fun. I'm all there for the comedy. I'm all there for Rajinikanth. But as a movie, I can't give this a really high rating. So I give Sivaji 6 out of 10. It's more like 6.4, but I don't do that.
Hey, I'm not that far away. I'm 7 out of 10, which still makes it my favorite Shankar movie. A 7 out of 10, it's more like 7.2, but I don't do that either.
Nice.
So, Jimmy, did you know that there are 459 state universities and 18,227 government hospitals in India?
No idea.
Okay.
Now
So
I
there, of
know.
course, are also private universities
Yeah,
and
sure.
private hospitals.
Yeah.
But these are like from the
Nice.
state, from the government. Yeah,
All right.
that's it for today.
It's okay.
What?
The trivia. No, it's fine. It's
Yeah, I looked. I really didn't.
it's-
I looked something with black money, but then I think money laundering. I think I did something with already did trivia with that. Then I had a Rajinikanth trivia that he's like his real name is Shivaji.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's lame. That's a lame
Everyone
trivia.
knows that,
Everyone knows
probably,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, so I
haven't-
think my trivia game is finally over.
We haven't talked about the animation work. I
Hey
think
Shiv, you mean the animation on the laptop when he's
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
to this?
I think it's just interesting that with these Indian mass movies, you see exactly what was possible with effects.
Yeah.
And they just do it. No matter how it looks.
Yeah.
If they think, yeah, it looks okay or it looks good enough,
Yeah.
let's go with it. Of course, the budget is way smaller than for a Hollywood movie, but still, the teaser or the intro for the upcoming Indian 2 was just released, and in that, again, some kind of animation. And in Anyan, there was also some kind of animation, and it always looks very, I don't know, off-putting.
Yeah.
But it's not a criticism. It's just interesting with these movies, you see where the effects were at the time, and with this one
Absolutely.
definitely as well.
Yeah.
So please tell us in the comments below what you think about Sivaji the Boss. And you can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and also on Patreon simply at The Jimmy Cage.
And you can hit me up on Twitter at the Buddymeister.
And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like.
And make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell. It's like 188-minute long review.